This isn't going to go away by simply closing our eyes and wishing it away. No, this is going to become law of the land. Now check out what some of these protesters are saying, and this proves a much larger point here, that it goes much deeper than what we thought. Now, look, did you hear that? Did you hear that? It all starts to make sense now. Howdy y'all, I'm Brylan. Now it's no secret that our society has gone completely insane. I mean, you see it literally everywhere. You even have our president saying some of the most shocking and disgusting things that I have ever heard a human being say about children. And I'm going to show you this clip in just a second. Christians try to just ignore this and push it off as if it doesn't really matter. It's not going to affect me. Yes, it will. This is going to affect you. And I'm going to show you why through our president's very own words. Why it's going to affect you, and it's going to affect me, and it's going to affect all of us sooner than you think. And then I'm going to show you how Ron DeSantis responded to what Biden had to say here. And it's an incredible back and forth that happens here. And then I'm going to show you how some protesters reacted to Ron DeSantis and the new bill that Florida passed to protect children. First, please, do not miss this. This quick scripture is going to lay the foundation on why this is so important to know what's going on and how to fight against it. Check this out, Isaiah 5:20. Woe to those who call evil good and good evil, who put darkness for light and light for darkness, who put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. You know, that's what's going on in our society today, is that everything is backwards. Up is down, down is up. Everything is upside down. Everything is wrong, but it's being claimed as being right. What is good, morally good and acceptable, is now being claimed to be the wrong thing. That is what's wrong with society. We must get rid of all moral goodness. We must accept evil in place of good, because evil is the new good. And oh yeah, that evil that tastes so bitter, no, it's really sweet. That's really a sweet taste that you're tasting. You just don't get it yet. And we're going to force you to continue to eat this bitterness until you admit that it's sweet, whether you like it or not. And you know what? A lot of people are admitting that the bitterness being force-fed to us is sweet. The Daily Grace Company is a wonderful company. They have Bible study guides, they have pens and highlighters, they have journals, they have prayer cards, verse cards, Bibles. If you use our link in the description below, it helps us out. It costs you nothing, but it will help us out. Hey, would you consider hitting that subscribe button and being a part of this community with us? I would love to hear from you on a regular basis. And don't forget to hit that thumbs up button as well. You know, when you like this video, YouTube pushes it out to more people, and it would really help spread this message. Back to this haunting video, this frightening video of our president. Let's check out what he says about children, and then see how Ron DeSantis responded.
Transgender kids is a really harder thing. What's going on in Florida is, as my mother would say, close to sinful. I mean, it's just terrible what they're doing.
Okay, real quick, if you ever hear him say, as my mother would say, or as my father would say, or as I used to say, or as I used to do, you can pretty much count that as a 100% a lie. I get his mother has never once said that in her entire life, because he just likes to pull things out of thin air to try to give his words weight. Because he knows that what he's saying isn't actually truth. So he tries to back it up with this false premise to make you think that he actually has weight behind his words. It's just, don't fall for it.
What they're doing. It's not like, a kid wakes up one morning and says, I decided I want to become a man, or I want to become a woman, or I want to change. They're human beings. They love, they have feelings, they have inclinations that are, it just, to me, is, I don't know, it's cruel. And the way we do it is we make sure we pass legislation like we passed on same-sex marriage. You mess with that, you're breaking the law, and you're going to be held accountable.
So did you hear that? We're going to pass a law that says you're not allowed to think differently. You have to give into this insanity. And remember, this isn't just about tolerating it. You can remain silent all you want, but remember those in charge of us. Remember, the government's supposed to work for us first and foremost, but that's not how the system works anymore. We've given them too much power, and they are wielding it against us. And you see our moral betters within the government saying things like this.
What I like to say is, in terms of diversity, diversity is so powerful for any organization, and diversity in all of its different aspects, including for sexual and gender minorities. You don't want to have a tolerant environment. Gee, thanks for tolerating me. I really appreciate it. An accepting environment is good, but you really want to work on a welcoming and even a celebratory environment for diversity in all of its aspects.
What are they thinking about?
Yeah, it's not about tolerance or accepting. It's about celebrating. So what they're trying to do is turn our society into a lawless cesspit of horrid spiritual destruction. But on top of that, have laws that stop you and me from being able to do anything about it. This isn't going to go away by simply closing our eyes and wishing it away. No, this is going to become law of the land if we don't speak out against it. I want you to check this out as well. DeSantis fired back at Biden for claiming it's sinful to protect minors from surgeries. Now, what Biden was talking about here was this bill right here that Florida has, where it says that those under the age of 18 cannot be given reassignment surgery or hormone blockers, all that stuff. They can't be given any of that. And, to me, it's just common sense. Yeah, don't destroy the body of a child, the life of a child. But check this out. Florida Republican Governor Ron DeSantis slammed President Biden for claiming this week that it was close to sinful for states to block minors' access to medical treatments and procedures that can have devastating permanent effects on children. Yeah, it does. It has devastating permanent effects, whether you like to admit it or not. But check out what DeSantis said. He said, "It is not sinful to prohibit the mutilation of minors. It is not acceptable for the federal government to mandate that procedures like change operations be allowed for kids." The Bible also talks about how not only will society become so depraved and those who do evil will continually do more and more evil, and they'll invent new ways of doing evil. But not only will they boast about their own evil ways, but they'll approve and encourage others to do evil as well. And that's where this is coming from, is that they're now looking to try to make their evil even more evil. And they're trying to make children a part of that evil, and it's absolutely disgusting. Now check out what some of these protesters are saying, and this proves a much larger point here, that it goes much deeper than what we thought. Because you see that it's not just about kids, 12, 13, 14, 16, 17. No, this goes much further than them trying to scream about kids that are practically adults. How can you force them to live this way? No, because check out what some of these protesters had to say.
Are in a legislature where the Republicans have hijacked the word liberation. They have hijacked the word freedom. They have hijacked the word freedom.
So we've hijacked freedom. Okay. Yeah. So what side is it that's literally trying to outlaw you from thinking any differently than them? What side is it that's trying to tell you that you must submit, otherwise pay with your life, with your own freedom? They're trying to outlaw you from thinking differently than them and then paying for it through legal ramifications. But you're right. We're the ones that hijacked freedom.
Here to resist their transphobic slate of hate legislation.
You are erasing our trans babies.
Now, look, did you hear that? Did you hear that? It all starts to make sense now. Because look, they're trying to erase our twins babies. This has nothing to do with them trying to fight for teenagers that are almost adults and they can make their own decisions. No, this has to do with them trying to impose their evil, their depravity, their worldview onto babies that don't even know what life is yet. All they do is but they're trying to force their depravity on these babies before they even have a chance to realize what life is, what the earth is, what living is. These outside influences, these teachers, these public schools are indoctrinating children to believe this way, saying that you have to. Look, protect twins youth. And then there's a little baby on the poster. This has to do with indoctrinating babies from birth to fall for this depravity, fall for their insanity. Remember, evil is good, good is evil. They're saying the argument is that we're not allowing these children to understand that they've been born wrong, when in reality, they're the ones trying to push this depravity on babies freshly out of the womb. It is so sick and so disgusting. And remember, we cannot remain silent. We must speak out and speak up for truth. But hey, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Are you willing to speak up for truth and protect the most vulnerable among us? And hey, would you mind hitting that subscribe button and being a part of this community? I would love to hear from you on a regular basis. And if you wouldn't mind hitting that thumbs up button as well, you know, when you like this video, YouTube will push it out to more people and it would really help spread this message. All right, I'll see you in the next video.